The main motivation for me to switch over to building passive houses is that it's just a better product. It has all kinds of great benefits for the environment, but all the things that makes these homes really energy efficient also happens to make them really comfortable. They're healthier to be in, they're more resilient. When I heard about the passive house standard and the promise of saving 80 to 90% on heating and cooling cost and 70% of overall energy usage, I just thought, well, this is where we need to go. This is where the industry needs to go. No question, it doesn't make any sense to build the way we do now. We're currently 12 people. We build 2 to 3 residential homes a year, some light commercial. We've seen probably close to like a 10-fold in interest in the last couple of years. A passive house is a home that is built to the Passive House Standard, which is a German-developed energy standard, which is all related to how much energy the house is using and to the air tightness of the home. So every single home we build is kind of rooted in that building science, and they all have the principles of a passive house in them. They don't all reach the Passive House Standard, but you can still build a home that's really efficient and has all these benefits. So this project is, it's going to have the principles of a passive house if you're looking up in the roof construction here. So you can see, like, when we're talking about super insulation and, thermal bridging, avoiding thermal bridges, you can see how we have these TJIs. So we're not having like traditional wooden rafter that goes all the way through the building. We just have this thin little web. And in this project, we're using cellulose insulation. So it's basically recycled newspaper that we insulate with. So it's one of those products that has like a low carbon footprint. It's better for the environment. Air tightness is really important. When you're looking on the outside, you can see that before we even started building anything, we had already put down strips of membrane. When you're building a passive house compared to a traditional home, the way that it changes the process is front-loading the design process. You really want to iron out the vast majority of details. If we are talking about environmental benefits, you definitely want to look at the overall energy consumption of the house, but even more important is looking at the materials that you're using within the house, because some products are really energy intensive to produce, whereas other products have a very low carbon footprint. All right. In the beginning, when we started building, it was tough to get certain materials. There were limited window manufacturers that make like triple pane windows. Now, most of the materials and the technology is really available. If you're building a single family home, I would say it's probably about 10% more to build it compared to a traditionally built home. If you're building like big commercial buildings or multi-unit apartment buildings, I think it's probably a break even. It doesn't cost much more to build this way. I think the reason we're not seeing an explosive growth in North America, I think telling people that we want to do stuff differently and changing the way you operate your business, the industry is really slow to move. So I was probably among the first 50 passive homes built in the United States. Not sure how many passive houses there are in the US right now, but I would think, probably tens of thousands by this point, I would imagine. The way most people build houses nowadays are still kind of like what you did in the 80s. It's kind of like building an old car with like old technology when there's new technology that's right here. I think passive houses will definitely continue to be a reliable source of income. I don't see ever turning back to the way we used to build. Compared to other builders, I know we're seeing like an insane increase in traffic and interest in our product. So passive houses will play a huge role in the future of building, and one piece of the puzzle for architecture to deal with climate change.